You open your bank account and your chest tightens. This month was just like any other month. Nothing unusual happened. There was no big unplanned purchase, and luckily, you had no emergency to tend to. And yet, your money is gone. You cannot give accountability of your money, and neither can you see where it all went to. You sit there in silence, asking yourself the same question again. Where did it all go? Why don't I have some money left in my account? It is easy to blame your income. It is also easy to blame the economy. But the truth is, seated quietly staring at you, your money is not disappearing all at once. It is leaking slowly through tiny everyday decisions. That daily coffee, the emotional snack, a late night order when you're too tired to cook. These small things add up, and when repeated every day, they become something powerful. You wake up ready for the day, get to work, and put lots of effort. Then you go back home tired and drained, and then you spend your hard earned money just to feel better. Then later, you regret it and promise yourself not to do so again. But the cycle repeats after a few days. You work very hard, spend your money without any plan, then regret. All happens not because you are careless, but because no one taught you a better way. You do not just stumble onto this channel. You find it when you are ready for more. We give more clarity, more control of your money, and more growth. This is the next financial level, where money stops being confusing and starts becoming a tool you actually understand and use. If you have ever felt like there's a level nobody taught you how to reach, this is where we start changing that. Step by step, move by move. So stick around, watch closely. You might realize this is exactly what you've been looking for. And if it is, you already know what to do. There's a different way to live, a way where you do not feel deprived but still build wealth, a way built on intention, not restriction. This is the philosophy behind the Japanese approach to saving, especially practices like kakebo. And this is why it works, because it does not rely on willpower alone. It builds awareness. When you become intentional with your money, saving stops feeling like sacrifice and starts feeling like alignment. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. The first concept is kakebo. This is where you write down every expense by hand, not automatically and not hidden in an application that you view once a week. You face it in a notebook that is always around you. You write how much you have, how much you spend, and how much you want to save. And suddenly, your money stops being invisible because you can account for every coin spent and on what. The next time you are about to buy another coffee, remember kakebo, where you will have to write it down later. So just pause and ask yourself, do I really need this? The answer determines how disciplined financially you are and self-honesty. That pause is where control begins. Slowly, you build better financial habits and financial discipline. The next idea is motenai. This is where you have respect for what you already have. Take a closer look around you. Are there unused clothes? Forgotten items just waiting for events that have never happened? These are not just things. They are pieces of your time, your effort, your life. Motenai teaches you to value what you own, so you stop replacing what never needed replacing. Because when you buy something simple then, later, you realize you already had it. That is how money disappears bit by bit without you even noticing. There's a practice called usuji, a deep, intentional cleaning. But it is more than cleaning. It is a reset. You look at everything you own, and you face the truth by finding duplicates and all the unused purchases, things you forgot, then making sure they are used before purchasing new ones, decluttering all that needs to get out. And suddenly it becomes clear. A cluttered home reflects a cluttered financial life. When your space becomes clear, your decisions become clearer. Another idea is kintsugi, repairing what is broken instead of replacing it. Value what lasts instead of chasing what is new, because constant replacement is silent spending. When you buy something cheap, it breaks easily. You replace it again and again. But when you choose quality and repair it, you spend less over time. And you begin to think differently. Cheap is usually very expensive. There is a phrase, shikata ganai. It means, it cannot be helped. You made a bad financial decision. That is part of life. What matters is that you stop losing more. Those uncanceled subscriptions, the unused membership, you keep paying for something you do not use because you already spent money on it. But holding on only costs you more. Letting go is not losing. It is protecting what remains. Check your subscriptions thoroughly and cancel what you do not use. Ichigo Ichi means treating every moment as unique. Instead of spending on things you forget, choose things that matter. Fewer purchases, but better ones. Experiences that will live good and happy memories than buying that everyday coffee. You could go for a planned budget vacation and still look nice in that dress you have worn twice, and that perfume bottle you save for special occasions. This is how you spend less, but feel more fulfilled. The final idea is gaman. This is where you practice patience, discipline, and control. You see something you want, and instead of buying it instantly, you wait. Give it a night or two, look around. Is it something that you already have? And most of the time, the urge disappears because it was never a need. If bought, it would turn to regret, then back to the cycle we want to avoid completely. Before making that purchase, relax, just for a moment, and slowly, with all these simple adjustments, everything changes. Not because you earn more, but because you finally stop leaking. You feel lighter, calmer, and you feel in control. Control of not just financial, but even everything around you. Because wealth is not built by those who make the most. It is built by those who lose the least. Remember the Japanese rules, which are kakebo, gaman, ichigo ichie, shikata ganai, kintsugi, and usuji. One by one, and you will start seeing the changes. And if you are serious about changing your financial life, about thinking differently, about finally taking control, then this is exactly what we do here on Next Financial Level. So take this as your sign, subscribe, and start building the version of yourself that no longer wonders where the money went, because now you know exactly where it is going. Bye for now until next video.